Welcome back to Trust Your Oats. In our last episode, we demystified the badges on your food. We talked about what organic really means and how Regenerative Organic Certified goes further by healing the soil, protecting animals, and treating workers fairly. But today, we are going to travel somewhere new. We have followed the oat from the seed to the field to the harvest to the mill. Today, we follow it one step further than we ever have before. We follow it inside you. Because here is a truth that modern science is only now fully appreciating. You are not really an individual. You are an ecosystem. Inside your digestive tract lives a bustling, invisible civilization of microbes, roughly 38 to 39 trillion bacteria, representing more than 1,000 different species. That community has a name. We call it the gut microbiome. And what you feed that community determines, in large part, your health, your immunity, your mood, and your resilience. So today we are asking a simple question with a profound answer. What happens when you feed your gut the right kind of oats? This is Trust the Gut. Let's start by getting acquainted with this hidden world. For most of human history, we thought of bacteria as the enemy, germs to be scrubbed away. But over the last 2 decades, science has completely rewritten that story. The trillions of microbes living in your large intestine are not invaders, they are partners. Collectively, they weigh a couple of pounds, and they carry out jobs your own body simply cannot do on its own. These microbes train your immune system. In fact, roughly 70% of your immune cells are located in and around your gut. They synthesize vitamins, like vitamin K and several B vitamins. They help regulate your metabolism. And through what scientists call the gut-brain axis, they even communicate with your brain, influencing your mood and how you handle stress. But here's the critical part. Lining your entire intestine is a single layer of cells, just one cell thick, called the gut barrier. On one side is the outside world, your food, and those trillions of bacteria. On the other side is your bloodstream, the inside of you. That thin wall has an enormous job. It must let nutrients pass through while keeping bacteria and toxins out. When that barrier is strong, you thrive. When it becomes weak or leaky, inflammation follows. And what keeps that barrier strong? To a remarkable degree, it comes down to what your microbes eat. Because a well-fed microbiome is a peacekeeping microbiome. A starving one is not. So the question becomes, what is the best food for these microscopic partners? The answer, it turns out, is fiber. And oats carry one of the most powerful fibers in the entire food supply. The star of the show today is a specific type of soluble fiber found in oats called beta-glucan. Now there are 2 kinds of dietary fiber. Insoluble fiber does not dissolve in water. It acts like a broom, adding bulk and keeping things moving. But soluble fiber dissolves in water and forms a thick, soft gel. Oats are unusually rich in this soluble kind, and their particular beta-glucan is one of the most studied fibers in nutritional science. Here's the first thing that gel does. As it moves through your digestive tract, it physically traps cholesterol-rich bile acids and carries them out of the body. To replace that lost bile, your liver has to pull cholesterol out of your bloodstream. The result is lower cholesterol. This effect is so well established that back in 1997, after reviewing 33 clinical studies, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration authorized one of the very first food-specific health claims in history, that at least 3 grams per day of beta-glucan from oats, as part of a diet low in saturated fat, may reduce the risk of heart disease. Research suggests that 3 grams a day can lower total cholesterol by around 5%, and LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, by around 8%. But cholesterol is only half the story, and honestly, it is the half most people already know. The newer, more exciting science is about what beta-glucan does for your microbiome. Because beta-glucan is not just fiber, it is a prebiotic. Let me be precise about that word because it gets misused constantly. A probiotic is a live beneficial bacterium, the kind in yogurt. A prebiotic is different. The scientific definition, established by an international panel of experts, is a substrate that is selectively used by your host microorganisms to confer a health benefit. In plain English, a prebiotic is food for your good bacteria. It is not alive. It is the fertilizer, not the plant. And oat beta-glucan is a premier prebiotic. Your own digestive enzymes cannot break it down, so it travels intact all the way to your large intestine. And that is exactly where your hungriest, most beneficial microbes are waiting. So the beta-glucan arrives in your colon undigested. Now the magic begins. This is a process called fermentation. Your gut bacteria swarm that fiber and break it down for energy. And as they feast, they produce a set of remarkable compounds called short-chain fatty acids, primarily 3 of them: acetate, propionate, and butyrate. These short-chain fatty acids are quite literally the reason fiber is so good for you. They are the payment your microbes hand back to you in exchange for the meal. Let me focus on the most important one: butyrate. Butyrate is the preferred fuel source for the cells lining your colon. Remember that single-cell thick barrier we discussed? The cells that make up that wall, called colonocytes, get up to 70% of their energy directly from butyrate. When your microbes produce butyrate from oat fiber, they are feeding the very cells that protect you from the outside world. They are reinforcing the wall. A well-fueled barrier is a strong, tight, resilient barrier. But butyrate does more. It is a powerful anti-inflammatory signal. It helps calm the immune system, telling it to stand down when there is no real threat. And that has implications for everything from digestive disorders to whole body inflammation. And there is a beautiful feedback loop here. When you eat oat beta-glucan, you selectively feed specific beneficial bacteria. The research points to organisms like bifidobacteria, lactobacilli, and a particularly important butyrate producer called Faecalibacterium prausnitzii. As those good bacteria flourish, they crowd out the harmful, inflammatory ones, and they produce even more butyrate. Good feeds good. You are not just eating breakfast, you are cultivating a garden. Now, oats bring one more gift that most grains simply do not have: a group of unique antioxidant compounds called avenanthramides. Avenanthramides are polyphenols, and here is what makes them special. They are found almost nowhere else in the human diet. Oats are essentially their only significant food source. Research has shown these compounds have meaningful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. So when you eat quality oats, you are getting the prebiotic fiber, the butyrate that follows, and a dose of anti-inflammatory antioxidants you would struggle to find anywhere else. Now let me connect this back to the heart of everything we do on this show. Because for many of our listeners, especially those with celiac disease, this conversation is not just about optimization, it is about repair. If you have celiac disease, gluten damages the lining of your small intestine. It flattens the tiny finger-like projections called villi that absorb your nutrients. It inflames and weakens that all-important gut barrier. So for a person healing from celiac disease, a healthy gut microbiome and a strong intestinal wall are not luxuries. They are the entire goal. Oats, with their beta-glucan and their butyrate-producing power, are one of the best foods on earth for rebuilding that environment. But, and this is everything, only if those oats are truly, verifiably pure. Think about the tragic irony. You reach for oats specifically to heal your gut. But if those oats are cross-contaminated with even a trace of gluten, you are not healing that barrier. You are attacking it again. You would be pouring gasoline on the very fire you are trying to put out. This is why every single thing we have talked about across 2 seasons matters. The purity protocol, the dedicated fields, the tested truckloads, the dedicated gluten-free mill. It all exists so that when a person with a damaged gut trusts our oats to help them heal, that trust is honored down to the last part per million. The science of the gut is the reason the purity is not optional. It is sacred. Trusting your gut means understanding that you are feeding two things with every spoonful: yourself and the trillions of microscopic partners who keep you well. It means knowing that oat beta-glucan is a prebiotic that fuels your good bacteria, that those bacteria produce butyrate to strengthen your gut barrier and calm inflammation, and that oats deliver antioxidants you can find almost nowhere else. And it means recognizing that all of this power depends completely on purity. So feed your garden well, feed it clean. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Trust Your Oats. In our next episode, our season finale, we will lift our eyes to the horizon and explore the future of food itself. The rise of oat milk, the growing demand for clean and transparent sourcing, and how regenerative agriculture is building a food system our grandchildren can rely on. Until then, stay healthy, stay curious, and as always, trust your oats.